Welcome to another edition of the Truth Zone, where truth is stranger than fiction. And a lot of strange and eerie things are happening. And the first story I wanted to talk about in today's show is what Elon Musk just went on record and said. He talked about how humanity would eventually be destroyed by the sun, and talked about how people need to pretty much be relocated to Mars.
This is a backup plan in case something bad happens here, going to Mars.
That's one of the benefits of Mars, is life insurance for life collectively. So eventually, all life on Earth will be destroyed by the sun. The sun is gradually expanding, and so we do at some point need to be a multi-planet civilization because Earth will be incinerated.
I'm hearing this for the first time. No one's ever told me the sun is going to burn
This is not a
Earth.
disputed fact.
I'm not disagreeing with it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I didn't know this was our destiny, to get roasted by the sun.
So again, I find that very interesting. And if you pay attention to his hands, he actually makes the pyramid hand sign on top of that, because again, he's showing you that he is down with the club, which is obviously no surprise, because look at all of the stuff that he is involved in, because he is all about this AI control, this AI takeover. And this is what we are witnessing more and more slowly but surely, is this AI takeover. And this is what we are seeing happen. Right here, we are witnessing this AI takeover. But I find it very interesting how he talks about the sun destroying humanity, because how they've just now came out and talked about how they have plans to experiment on dimming the sun. Case in point, in the United Kingdom, for instance. And they've been doing this for quite some time, but now they are being open about doing this. So I just find it very interesting how he comes out and talks about how the sun will destroy humanity. And then now you also have, on top of that, beforehand, before he even came out and mentioned this, you had them talking about how they want to dim the sun. Are you putting the puzzle pieces together now? Because it seems like all of this stuff is tying together hand in hand. Because even right here, as you see on the screen, the stuff that they are trying to do. And it's just absolutely ridiculous. And of course, they are calling this a controversial experiment, exploring the science around reflecting sunlight with an aim to bring global cooling, has been announced. Now, they've been doing this for quite some time, years and years ago. You can even go Google search it if you so choose to. They've been doing this for quite some time, but now they are just being more out in the open with everything that they are doing, because they are so prideful and they are so arrogant. And I just find it interesting how Elon and Trump both are so obsessed with space, even though space, the way they portray it, is not real. And they are so obsessed with Mars specifically. Specifically, Elon is obsessed with Mars. And even the WEF mentioned Mars in a video about owning nothing and being happy. Because what is very interesting about all of this is the fact that Mars in ancient Roman religion is the god of war and military strength. And it represents masculinity and courage. And his cult was prominent in Roman society. So that is very interesting, because all of the stuff currently going on with wars and rumors of wars, and this is all biblical stuff that we are seeing happen. Case in point, Pakistan and India. They are calling this an act of war, with how Pakistan and India are at odds with one another, and how India struck Pakistan. This is all by design, because this all has to do with chaos. These people are all about their chaos magic. Trump is about the chaos magic. All of these people are all about the chaos magic, and they are trying to push us closer and closer and closer towards the end. Now, obviously, God has the final say on everything, and everything happening is going according to his will and his way. So at the end of the day, God is the one that has the final say on everything. But what we are seeing a lot of biblical stuff happen. We are. But something else very interesting about all of this is the Pakistan war with India was actually, the Pakistan-India war was actually already predictively programmed. Because this is what these people do. They always have to tell you exactly what they are going to do before they do it, because they all act according to a script, because at the end of the day, this is the world stage. Check this out.
Y'all, in 2019, researchers ran a war game, a hypothetical scenario between India and Pakistan. And what sparked it was a terror attack that unalived civilians. Do that sound familiar to y'all? Yeah, I know, because on April 22nd, 2025, this shit happened. In that simulation, both nations responded exactly the way that we're seeing it play out right now. I'm talking airstrikes, broken treaties, and escalating threats. And y'all, that's not even the craziest part. The war game predicted by late 2025, the conflict will reach a point where both sides will not back down. And what followed after that, it's not just regional, it's global. So put this into perspective. The skies is darkened. All the crops fail. Not from bombs, but from the fallout that's blocking out the sun. This isn't the C word, and like I said again, I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm just trying to let y'all know that this is happening right now. The shit they predicted in 2019 in that war game. A real academic study warned us 6 years ago, and this shit is happening, and it's playing out like a script. But this ain't no movie, y'all. I feel like everybody should be paying attention to this, because we don't want this to escalate to what happened in that war game, because everything they predicted is happening right now. So y'all make sure y'all share this, y'all. It's important.
So again, there is a lot of bizarre things happening. You have this war going on potentially with Pakistan and India, and you have all kinds of other wars and rumors of wars taking place. Again, this is all biblical. Even though these people have a script that they are playing with, that they are pushing, and everything that they have planned with said script, at the end of the day, God does have the final say on all of this. So I'm not fearful at all. I'm trusting in God. I'm trusting in Jesus. But this is some wild stuff, to say the least. There is a lot of major things happening all at once.
Well, this is your End Times News update, and guys, I gotta be honest with you, this update is a doozy. So a couple days ago, we had this scene coming out of Israel with their fires, which looks like a scene straight from the Bible. And if that was not prophetic enough for you, we had this scene coming out of Petra, Jordan, where they had a massive historic flood, which evacuated thousands of tourists. As we can see from this article that came out yesterday, Monday, May 5th, Jordan rocked by new flash flood in Petra, forcing evacuation of over 1,500 tourists. Now, for those wondering, how does this have any biblical or prophetic significance? Well, it is speculation by most Bible scholars that the Jewish godly remnant during the Great Tribulation will find refuge in this ancient rock cliff city. This city of Petra will be the place that this remnant will survive there, protected by God for the 3.5 years after the abomination of desolation. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. We have a lot to unpack here with this news update, so just stay with me. So we have this coming out, how Mr. Golden Dawn is to visit Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and UAE in May. And apparently the main reason for this trip is because Mr. Golden Dawn is going to hold a summit for the Gulf leaders. As we can see by this report from Axios, Mr. Golden Dawn is expected to hold a summit with the Gulf state leaders during his visit to Saudi Arabia in mid-May. Now, why does it matter? Well, because Mr. Golden Dawn's first official foreign trip reflects the growing importance his administration is placing on economic cooperation and investments between the U.S. and Gulf countries. The summit will be a chance for Mr. Golden Dawn on to present his visions for U.S. involvement in the Middle East and lay out his policy objectives in the region. Now, the bigger picture is that Donnie will arrive in the region as the U.S. negotiates a possible nuclear deal with Iran. And we have U.S. officials saying that Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and other countries in the region expressed support for a U.S.-Iran nuclear deal and encouraged Donnie and his administration officials to continue pushing for it. But it sure looks like there's going to be an issue with these talks because we had this coming out as well, where Iran talks tough and launches missile, all while seeking a new nuclear deal with the US. We're in the last days, Tehran has backed an attack by Yemen's Houthi rebels that slipped through Israel's missile defense system. With this happening, we have this news coming out how Netanyahu announces that they will strike Iran, and that apparently yesterday, May 5th, on television, it was announced that they are going to strike Iran. And then earlier today, we had Israel urging civilians to leave Yemen's Sana'a airport area. I have no idea how to pronounce that word. Sana'a? And then, of course, right after that warning, we have Yemen's international airport completely destroyed in Israeli airstrikes, where we have this report that the Air Force dropped 48 bombs on the airport in Yemen, which this airport was the largest port controlled by the Houthis. Now, after these attacks, we had Mr. Golden Dawn claiming that the Houthis do not want to fight, and he also said that the US will stop bombing campaign. But there seems to be conflicting information because we have Yemen's Houthis denying that the group will stop attacking commercial ships in the Red Sea, saying that Mr. Golden Dawn's statement is not accurate. Ultimate confusion and chaos. That's the name of the game. And now, on top of all of this, apparently we have Mr. Golden Dawn teasing a very, very big, huge announcement ahead of the Middle Eastern trip. It's going to be the biggest, the greatest announcement you've ever heard. And with this very huge, big announcement, you have Carney saying that he is on the edge of his seat. Oh, I wonder what it's going to be. If this was all not enough for you guys, we also have this, where Israel says that Mr. Golden Dawn's Middle East visit is the window of opportunity for hostage deal. With this article, we have a senior Israeli defense official on Monday saying that Golden Dawn's upcoming visit to the Middle East is the window of opportunity to secure a hostage deal. Otherwise, Israel will initiate a new military operation in the Gaza Strip. Quote, if there is no hostage deal, Operation Gideon Chariots will begin with great intensity and will not stop until all of its goals are achieved. This is why we saw on May 3rd the Israeli army setting to issue a call where 60,000 reservists in order to expand the military operation in the Gaza Strip. And we can go to this article right here from the Times of Israel, senior defense official, IDF to launch major Gaza operation if there is no hostage deal by the end of Mr. Golden Dawn's Middle East visit. And according to the official, a central component of this plan is the extensive evacuation of the entire Gazan population from combat zones, including from northern Gaza to areas in southern Gaza. Now, if you are wondering when this Middle Eastern trip is taking place, it is going to be between May 13th and the 16th, which I just find so fascinating. What a coincidence that Israel will be celebrating its 77th Independence Day on May 14th. What are the odds? And on top of all of this, we have the Summer of Love 2.0 coming at you, with Antifa members have reportedly taken over the University of Washington campus in protest against Israel, with multiple fires having been reported. 2020 is so back, baby. But with this all going on, we also have China saying that it opposes ongoing Israeli military operations in Gaza, because you know how they really care about humanitarian issues. Okay. Now, if this was all not enough for you guys, we still have the issue between Pakistan and India intensifying, with India PM Modi vowing to stop waters which are vital to rival Pakistan. And if India did stop these waters, Pakistan earlier has stated that this would be considered an act of war. And what's extremely concerning is that we have this coming out where the Pakistani Defense Minister Khawaja Asif saying if India attacks and Pakistan's existence is threatened, nobody will survive. We won't let any other country live on this planet either. Once again, I announced my question. Who in the world allowed India and Pakistan to have nuclear weapons? And the timing of this all is impeccable, where we had this news coming out where the US has a $21 trillion underground network for only the wealthy to hide in case of a near extinction level event, which for those who know their Bible prophecy will be at the sixth seal in the book of Revelation chapter 6, where the stars in heaven fell to the earth as a fig tree drops its late figs when it is shaken by a mighty wind. Then the sky receded as a scroll when it is rolled up, and every mountain and island was moved out of its place. And the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, the rich men you don't say, the commanders, the mighty men, every slave and every free man hid themselves in the caves and in the rocks of the mountains, and said of the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. But yeah, I'm not sure about you guys, but I think that sixth seal is what they're talking about right here with this near extinction event. Or maybe it's about India and Pakistan blowing up the whole world. Wouldn't that just be the peak of comedic tragedy? Now, speaking of India, we have Mr. Golden Dawn saying that India has agreed to drop tariffs to nothing because it looks like India is going to be the new China for the US. And then we also have India's Home Minister asking states to hold a large-scale civil defense exercise on May 7th. Now, in some other news, we had Starlink still working in Spain and Portugal during their massive power blackout. Oh, you don't say. We have China building a robot with a human brain. And finally, to wrap up this news update, we have this one, which is a big one in my own opinion. We have xAI and Palantir team to promote financial services with AI use, where we have Palantir and xAI have joined forces with TWG Global to expand the use of artificial intelligence in the financial services industry. This partnership aims to integrate xAI's models, including Grok large language models and its Colossus supercomputer, into business operations to enhance AI deployment across finance and insurance sectors. TWG Global will lead the implementation efforts, working with company executives to design and deploy AI solutions. Oh, how lovely! And that wraps up the longest news update I have ever made. I told you this one was a doozy. It is actually overwhelming, to be honest with you guys. Everything that is happening, it is escalating at an exponential rate. But with that all being said, we continue to focus our eyes upon the Lord. And I cannot stress to you guys enough, I cannot encourage you guys enough to really get your spiritual house in order. Get right with the Lord. Rest in Him. Understand your identity as a child of God, sealed for the day of redemption, working on your heart posture, walking with love, walking with grace, walking with humility, allowing the fruit of the Spirit to come forth, and keeping your eyes on the prize, all right? Looking up, realizing that our redemption draws near. Do not be caught like a thief in the night. So with that being said, guys, I love you all so much, all right? God bless. Remember, the just shall live by faith.
And speaking of the stuff going on with Pakistan and India, look at this. A high-ranking French intelligence official told CNN that one of the fighter jets operated by the Indian Air Force was shot down by Pakistan in what would mark the first time ever that one of the sophisticated French-made warplanes has been lost in combat. So do you see exactly what is going on? Again, this is wars and rumors of wars, and I just find it interesting how Trump and Elon specifically is so obsessed with space and is so obsessed with Mars. I just find that very interesting, and it looks as if Elon has built his own version of a smart city or a 15-minute city called Starbase, Texas. It's going to be an official city now known as Starbase, Texas. Look at this. SpaceX has voted to turn Starbase, Texas into an official city in Texas that's now led by employees. A total of 212 Starbase residents, most of whom are SpaceX employees, voted to incorporate as a new town. So do you see what's happening? You have all of these different billionaires building these cities, and then it was announced how they have these underground cities, but we've known of this for quite some time. So it seems as if the final pieces of the puzzle are being put into place slowly but surely. It seems like all of this stuff is connected because obviously these cities that these billionaires are building obviously they are going to have underground sections to said cities, in my honest opinion. Because look at this. This is just some of the examples of billionaires that are building their own cities. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Mark Lord, Akon, and Larry Ellison. That is just some of the people that are building their cities. And there's a reason for this, because all of this stuff is connected. The underground cities, I believe all of this stuff is connected for a reason, and how Elon is talking about how humanity will eventually be destroyed by the sun. Again, they are telling you without telling you what's to come in the near future, because again, the underground cities that they announced for a near extinction like event. Do you see how all of this stuff is tying together with one another? There is a lot of weird things happening in the year 2025. There's been a lot of weird things happening for quite some time, but things are getting more and more weird and strange by the day. What do you think about all of this? As always, I would ask that you would please like the video, comment down below, share this content wherever you could think of sharing it. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel and turning on the bell icon and selecting all notifications so you will never miss another upload on the channel. And if you want to support the channel in other ways, there will be a pinned comment in this video and in other videos for ways you can support the channel. But as always, God bless each and every one of you, and this is Truth Seeker signing out.